wait. Let's see his cardio for this fight, although it might not get out of the first round. Let's go to our cage announcer, Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout will be 3 5-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 6 feet 4 inches tall. He weighed in at 205 pounds. He represents Team AKA. Ladies and gentlemen, with a mixed martial arts record of 5 wins and 3 defeats, he hails from San Jose, California. Please welcome Chuck Campbell. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, stands 6 feet 4 inches tall. He weighed in at 210 pounds. He represents Kings MMA with a mixed martial arts record of 13 wins and 10 defeats. He hails from Hemet, California. Please welcome Jared Vanderaa.
Herb Dean back in the cage. This the co-main event. Chuck Campbell taking on Jared the Mountain Vanderaa. Lights out extreme fighting 10.
Like we saw in the teletape, Jason Vanderaa came in 5 pounds over, and it makes me wonder about his level of conditioning. Typically, we see him fighting at heavyweight. Tonight, we see him fighting just over the heavyweight limit.
And the fight is underway. Campbell with the white trunks. Vanderaa in the red corner with the black trunks. Vanderaa, quick little fint and going forward like a robot, but he keeps going forward, and Campbell unleashing that right that doesn't connect, but didn't miss by much.
One thing to notice is that Jared Vanderaa is doing a great job of cutting off the cage. He's not just coming forward, but he's cutting off the cage so that you can see Chuck Campbell's back's getting put against the cage, which will prevent him from being able to stick and move.
You're telling Campbell to set it up with your hands in his corner. Vanderaa keeps going forward. Campbell trying to measure that right.
Light leg kick there out of Jared Vanderaa, and he needs to continue to utilize those if he wants to slow the motion and movement out of Chuck Campbell.
Great physique by Campbell. Call Vanderaa the Mountain. Well, no slouch for Campbell. Both over 6'3", 6'4" and a half.
One thing worth noting, we've seen Vanderaa now switch stances several times. Whoa, that head kick by Chuck Campbell, though.
And then low to the leg.
Oh, the right hand.
And again, the combination. Oh, the leg buckled. Great work by Campbell to hop back up. Nice left-right combo. And now the left jab. Ooh, snapping that jab by the 205-pound Campbell.
Yeah, Chuck Campbell starting to find his range and accuracy on these straight punches early in the first round against Jared Vanderaa.
Vanderaa ate those punches well, but at 205 pounds, ooh, they can cause damage. Already a little welt on the nose of Vanderaa.
Yeah, Chuck Campbell's now doing a great job of sticking and moving. As you can see, a lot more lateral motion out of him to prevent his back from getting stuck against the cage.
Campbell going backwards and moving, but well. In Blake Bulletproof Troops points to victory, it was for Campbell to stick, punch, and move. And he's doing exactly what you told him so far.
Yeah, the lateral motion, see here, now he's getting closer to his back being on the cage. This is where Jared Vanderaa needs to step in and create an exchange before Campbell's able to escape. Just like that.
I'm really liking the jabs by Campbell. He's got to throw a couple more. When he does, it opens up that space for the right, but it's Vanderaa coming forward.
Yeah, the straight punches, particularly the jab, has been doing wonders thus far for Chuck Campbell. When he follows it with that mean right hand, that's what wobbled Vanderaa with a little bit earlier in the round.
Look at the cauliflower ears on Vanderaa. You do not want to get in a wrestling match with him. So Campbell keeping it on the feet and doing a good job boxing, moving around. It's going to be a hard one to judge because, again, Vanderaa looks like he's being more aggressive, but he's not landing either. So I'm kind of liking Chuck Campbell so far. And another overhand right that didn't miss by much.
Yeah, I think Chuck Campbell's doing the right thing, though, by being patient and trying to find the openings and utilize on the counterattacks. Another thing worth mentioning is Chuck Campbell is typically exiting to his right, which is the lead side of Vanderaa. That twice now he's exited to the left and eaten leg kicks at the end of the exchange. By exiting on the lead side of your opponent's body, you have a lot less damaging attacks to worry about. You exit on the rear side, and you have got to worry about that rear hand and rear leg.
Vanderaa still struggling to score. None of his shots really been clean so far. See if he's still measuring them out, but Campbell doing a good job moving, and there it again. That left jab is so nice. Throw it more, Campbell.
Yeah, the speed on that thing.
It's fast, and it's almost every single one's connecting, but he's only throwing like 5.
The ring gentlemanship, though, of Jared Vanderaa, where he continues to cut him off. Here's where he needs to create an exchange.
Hard kick up top, blocked by Campbell, but those damages then low to the back of the hamstring. Solid by Vanderaa. He's starting to add up points here.
So Jared Vanderaa also being patient. He's starting to come in, cut off the ring, and what he's doing is he's preventing Chuck from exiting to that side. You see how he...
Oh! Right comes on again. He's driving him crazy with that left jab feint, and then the overhand right. He's finding the space there.
And he did that because he established such a great jab with such great offensive moments very early in this round. So now Jared Vanderaa is thinking about that, which is opening up the right hand following the feint.
Yeah, that's what he did. The head moved towards the right hand to avoid the jab. He never threw the jab. Instead, he threw the right. Perfect work by Campbell.
So we saw Jared Vanderaa landing some knees to the thigh and then some foot stomps, which I think is the right offense for him to have while having Chuck Campbell against the cage, because his number one objective should be slowing down the motion of Chuck Campbell. That's what's going to open up his power shots and allow him to create more exchanges.
Great movement by Campbell. Just looks a little bit faster than Vanderaa here. Don't count out the mountain. 7 fights inside UFC. Now wanting to win in lights out.
Yeah, Jared Vanderaa doing a fantastic job of close.
Oh, there it is. Left and right. Uppercut by Vanderaa that doesn't miss by much. We got ourselves a fight. Final 10 seconds. Who's going to win the round? And another right by Campbell. Nice finish. Flurry by Vanderaa. Too little, too late. You're watching Bufo, Spec Trunks, and Chuck Campbell.
Again, constant pressure out of Vanderaa, who's coming in and marching him down and not even necessarily throwing attacks to do it. And see how we see Chuck Campbell exiting to his left. That's a dangerous place to continually exit to. Vanderaa cutting off the ring. And so what he's kind of trying to do is herd Chuck Campbell into moving towards his left, which is going to open up either a big right hand or a right kick, whether to the head or the leg.
Are we going to see just striking the rest of the way, or either of these two going to take this to the ground?
I think that striking is probably the better option for both guys thus far. I think if Chuck's able to continue to stick and move, that's what he needs to do. And I think what Vanderaa needs to do is cut off the ring and land leg kicks and then create exchanges.
That body shot by Vanderaa did connect. One of the few body shots that I've seen thrown, and then another. That overhand right is there all day, as is the left jab.
And I think that's why I say Chuck Campbell needs to be patient. He needs to find those. He needs to continue to move around until those openings appear, and he needs to go for the kill when they do appear.
Vanderaa came in 5 pounds over. Are you seeing that effect at all? I see their cardio being solid. I don't see him gassing at all.
I don't either. One thing worth noting is Vanderaa just switched stances, so his right leg's forward now. I believe we're going to see more right low kicks out of Chuck Campbell. One other thing about switching stances like that, Chuck feels more comfortable exiting to his right. Once Vanderaa switched, that right hand again, though.
Yeah, he was using the left jab to set up the right. Now he can use the right whenever he wants. But Vanderaa doesn't seem shocked or hurt by it. He's not fearing that overhand right, which leads me to suggest that Vanderaa still has confidence he can put pressure and finish this fight.
I think Vanderaa knows he's going to have to eat a handful of those. And that's why I say create exchanges. You're going to eat that right hand, but what are you going to give him back in return for that? Because we know some of those are going to come, but particularly when they're fighting at this range. If you got to cut off the ring and pressure a guy, you're going to take...
And he was wobbling. I thought Campbell had him. He just couldn't unleash another second shot. And now a welt under the left eye of Vanderaa. And he definitely got caught with that one.
Yeah, that right hand is starting to get through and create visible damage on the face of Justin Vanderaa.
And Campbell looks fresh. He's dancing. All the confidence for him. I think he knows he's just faster. And his jab's working and that overhand's working. And he's just twitching. He wants to finish this fight this round.
I think he's being smart by being patient, though. Instead of getting overzealous, he did hurt Vanderaa there against the cage, but I think it was wise of him to draw back, prevent himself from getting into a slug war, because these big boys, it doesn't take much to knock somebody out.
Yeah, and there's another left jab, that snapping left that's controlling this fight in my book. Campbell connected again. I've counted at least 6, and then another straight right that connects. Man, Vandeera's taking these punches like a champ, though. He's not punching backwards.
You know, there's no way you're going to go to a decision with a UFC champion like Andrei Arlovski and not be able to take a punch. Jared Vanderaa is as tough as they come.
Campbell, looking good so far.
Vanderaa needs to keep up the forward pressure. You can tell that he's starting to slow down with that forward pressure, and in my opinion, the last minute, Chuck Campbell's been getting the better of the trading.
I haven't counted one strong strike to the head by Vanderaa.
Yes, since this second round has begun, it's pretty much only been lighter leg kicks that we've seen Vanderaa land. Now we see a little more pressure out of him. He needs to capitalize what he's got. Whoa.
This.
You can see Chuck Campbell's waiting for him to come in and land those counter-striking right hands.
Vanderaa now, you can see the mountain getting angry, building. Here comes Vanderaa.
Yeah, he needs to keep up this forward pressure. The forward pressure of Vanderaa is, in my opinion, what is creating the openings for him to be able to land back.
Giving him a second to catch his air. It was a low kick.
Definitely. Jared Vanderaa immediately recognized it and stepped back before Herb Dean even had to call timeout. Sometimes that's one of the things that happens, particularly throwing kicks, is sometimes they come a little high and you hit a guy in an unintentional spot like the groin.
I think the rest might have done better for Campbell than Vanderaa because Vanderaa was building nice momentum right before that moment.
I agree with you 100%, Pablo. The momentum, in my opinion, was definitely going towards him. He needs to keep this forward pressure. This is what I mean by creating his openings here. But you can see Chuck Campbell waiting to try and unleash that right hand on Jared Vanderaa, who's moving forward.
Campbell with another straight right. Vanderaa didn't even flinch again. Now a leg kick by Vanderaa. The mounted and the left jab. That snapping jab is worked again. Just touching the nose, the eye, the chin every time he used to throw it.
Oh.
Final 10 seconds of round number 2. Definitely seeing Vanderaa gassing a bit. And that's the end of round 2. I have it 2-0 to Campbell, just controlling the cage. Vanderaa did nice work.
Yeah, we saw some,
but he didn't do enough for me. I'm giving it to Campbell again.
I agree, and not by necessarily a ton, but I definitely felt like some of the biggest moments of that round were Chuck Campbell landing some right hands. Let's take a look at some of the highlights, Pablo.
And he opened up his eye. There we see that left again. Boom, the left connects again. Just Campbell, his head movement has been solid. Left to right movement, solid. And then that right overhand has done the damage.
Yeah, getting in, sticking and moving, and then really emphasizing the attacks on the counterattack. There you see, came in stuck, disengaged. Vanderaa threw a little bit, and then he went back inside to throw more. But those leg kicks by Vanderaa continuing to come in. We're not necessarily seeing the motion of Chuck Campbell slow down, though, despite eating as many leg kicks as we've seen Jared Vanderaa throw.
Last round, Chuck Campbell, Jared Vanderaa. I think you're going to see the heart of Vanderaa here. He knows he can't win it by decision. Round 3 underway. Lights Out Extreme Fighting, the co-main event alongside Blake Bulletproof Troop. I am Pablo Alcina. Campbell with the white trunks, eating another leg kick by Vanderaa. All Vanderaa has those leg kicks, but Campbell's still moving around nice.
Yeah, so Jared Vanderaa, much better job, in my opinion, now at the beginning of the round, cutting off the ring, where you know that those jabs and crosses are coming from Chuck Campbell.
Vanderaa landed another kick to the leg and read Chuck Campbell's lips. He said, come on, baby, you got this. And I think he was talking to himself. He knows he has this fight, just cannot make a mistake, and he should get the win. Vanderaa needs to put pressure. And Campbell says, come on, let's go. Vanderaa drops back.
So I want to see Jared Vanderaa start pressuring Chuck.
Oh, Superman punch by Campbell.
Yeah, that athleticism out of Campbell. And that right hand, if he's going to put Jared Vanderaa down, it is going to be with that explosive right hand of Chuck Campbell. Again, we see Chuck exiting to the left. That's where we may see a big head kick or right hand out of Jared Vanderaa to put, whoa, the right hand again by Chuck Campbell.
Yeah, he's escaping to the left, but he's still landing that right. Again, Vanderaa, I don't think he fears it because he's eating the punches, but time's running out, Jared. You gotta do a little bit more.
I agree. With 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, he definitely needs to do a little bit more.
Here we go. Now looking to take it to the ground. The striking game has not worked for Vanderaa.
Maybe we'll just see him throw some more knees to the thigh and foot stomps, because slowing down this lateral motion of Chuck Campbell is the way he's going to be able to set up a big power strike on the feet.
He has Campbell up against the cage. High knee to the head, just not enough power. Knees to the legs, no power for Vanderaa.
Yeah, not a ton of power, but it doesn't take a whole lot. But then again, with all the leg kicks we've seen, We have not seen a difference in Chuck Campbell's motion thus far.
Those foot stomps, boy, those are painful.
Yeah, people have no idea how painful it is to have a 200-plus man stomp on your foot.
Well, people know when they get up in the middle of the night and they hit the corner of the table, how much it hurt your little toe. Imagine if the table weighed 205 pounds and was stomping back.
Right?
Just to give you an idea. Final 2:40 of this fight. Campbell just letting the clock tick away. He knows he has the decision. Vanderaa trying to take it to the ground.
Yeah, Vanderaa doing a good job of chipping away, but I don't believe that he's going to be doing enough to win this fight based upon this. I have him down 2-0 right now against Chuck Campbell.
Campbell, he's not throwing a jab in a round and a half. Didn't throw one in round 2, dominated round 1 with it, and now he just moving around, just using his speed, and then the right.
Yeah, he is keeping that right hand locked, cocked, and ready to rock, trying to put Jared Vanderaa down with it.
Did see a minor little jab there.
Vanderaa is so tough to have eaten as many of those right hands as he has eaten thus far in the fight.
And left hands, too. He's got a cut over his right eye from a left jab. He's got a welt on his right eye from that right overhand.
About 90 seconds left on the clock. Jared Vanderaa has got to get more forward pressure.
When he does, he eats a right hand, though. That's the problem for Vanderaa. I'd like to see a combination by Vanderaa. Come in, even if you eat one, unleash an uppercut.
Or at least maybe follow it up with a takedown to put him on his back. Something to follow that up, because we know the right hand's coming and that Chuck Campbell's going to be exiting. Figuring out a way to really capitalize on that predictable sequence of events.
Kick. But Vanderaa just takes so long to throw it. Campbell sees it coming and he backs up, and there goes the right again, connected.
Man, that right hand is
There's the left jab.
The speed that Chuck Campbell's able to throw that right hand with, impressive.
And yet Vanderaa doesn't lift his left hand. He leaves it open.
Double under, oh no, not double underhooks. See, Vandeera's got him against the cage here, but in my opinion, he needs to separate and look for a finish. Oh, double underhooks now by Chuck Campbell. Let's see if he reaches his right leg between. No, just exited. In my opinion, a very smart move by Chuck Campbell.
Campbell knows he has, oh!
Oh, puts him down with the right.
We were waiting for it the whole fight. That overhand right was there since the beginning, and it was lights out.
Yeah, Chuck Campbell very patient there and gets an incredible knockout to close out the fight with less than a minute left on the clock.
What a fight. Chuck Campbell, he would have been fine stepping back. He won the fight by decision. He had the fight won, yet he said, no, I'm going to finish this show. And he went forward, and I love that about Chuck Campbell. I love that about Sean Merriman. He's bringing people here that they don't only just want to fight. They don't want to just win by decision. They want to put on a show. Sean Merriman, what a fight we saw. Oh, and he does the lights out dance.
Yeah, I was very impressed by that. Stayed patient, capitalized when he was counter-striking, and ended up getting a beautiful highlight reel knockout, in my opinion. Knockout of the night thus far.
Yeah, and we saw him do the lights out dance in front of the one and only Sean Merriman, who's right here. Sean, what did you think? What did you think about this knockout? I'm going to show it to you again.
And here we go, the knockout by Chuck Campbell.
Sean, what did you think about this knockout?
I saw him earlier, and he just looked solid. He was focused. He's walking around, didn't talk to too many people before. I'm not surprised at this. He's a vet. PFL, Bellator, this guy's been around for a long time. No offense to Jared, but I just saw a different mindset coming into this fight. I hope to get two of these guys back in the cage again at some point.
Oh, I would like to see a rematch here, and Chuck Campbell coming here to lights out. We saw his boxing with the jabs, the power, but what I loved about it, Sean, he could have just stepped back, won by decision. He had the fight won, and in the final 30 seconds, he said, no, Sean Merriman in the house, the people are in the house, lights out in the house, I'm going to put on a show.
No, he came and put on a show, and more importantly, man, he wanted to come and finish this fight. As you said, he was already up, but he wanted to come out and establish himself, make a point. I talked to him a little bit before the fight. He was locked in, focused, and he has some power in it. He has some power in his hands.
Words of Sean Merriman, the founder of Lights Out Extreme Fighting. Let's go now to Tyson Johnson with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 minutes, 34 seconds into round number 3, your winner by way of knockout, Chuck Campbell.
Victory by Chuck Campbell, and he did the lights out dance. Let's go to Bonnie Lynn Laughlin with the winner.
Chuck Campbell with the knockout, the first knockout.